Hello and welcome to another discussion. Sunday comes round really quick, doesn't it? And what did you think of last week's video? Was it interesting? I'm learning, as you all know, and I'm taking this journey little by little. Hopefully you're seeing it improve. So this week I want to talk about the idea of social media and the journey that I'm having with social media and how it's going on Instagram and all of those different places. It's hard work to keep up, but I have to say it's extremely enjoyable because there's lots of really nice people that I'm meeting on there, especially Instagram and especially Facebook. Of course, the magazine is present in lots of other different places as well. It's great. And one of the things that's really beneficial is once you find your niche and you start to have discussions around culture, in this case, culture, lifestyle and wealth, it gets really, really interesting. Today, for example, I've had lots of different discussions about architecture, and over the weekend it was different sceneries and so on and so on. Really nice. And through those things, through those different ideas, I've ended up making some new friends as well, which I'm very grateful for. Thank you very much for those people that have taken the time to support me and the magazine and read the articles. It's not just about me. I mean, there's lots and lots of different people taking part in the magazine. The writers are the people that make it, and so are the photographers, because they are very, very talented indeed. So the Facebook page has about 21,000 people on, and there's lots of activity on there. It's really enjoyable. There's lots of comments, and I've found that people are starting very slowly to warm to it as well. And I'm getting to know some of you as well. Thank you very much for your interactions. Don't forget, there's also a group on there called Houghton and McKay Lounge, and you can all post your own pictures on there to do with culture, lifestyle and wealth. So if you've got holiday pics, if you've got a hobby, for example, if you're into classic cars or whatever it is, feel free to post your own pictures on there. Let's get some conversations started as well. So what kind of ideas do you have to do with the magazine? As you know, we publish articles and there's lots of freelancers that take part. What kind of subjects do you want to see coming out each week? What kind of videos do you want to see in the reels on Facebook and Instagram as well? Are you into historical things? Do you want to see more event-based stuff, such as music concerts and live walkarounds of museums and things like that? Incidentally, I am getting into discussions with people who want to take part in live discussions. So it'll be me introducing the actual event, and then we will go over to the live broadcast as they walk around an art gallery or museum. So there's some of the things that are going to develop over time and improve. Now, as you can see as well, looking around at this setup, it's not the best. I'm doing some research to get a better camera, and also I want a wall logo as well with the HM Houghton and McKay wall logo illuminated, rather like this chair just here. And the mic's okay. You can let me know if that's working as well. And then over to me. As is my presentation style decent? Is there something I could do better? These are the early days. This is literally my second live broadcast, face to face, shall we say. I've done one or two, literally one or two, on voice. So what do you think of them? And indeed, at a later date, you want to take part as well. We do have other guests. There's Emily, who's doing live yoga on Saturday the 5th at 2 p.m. UK time. Make a note of that. What do you need to take part? Just yourself and a chair and a little bit of space to stretch your arms and so on and so on. That's literally all you need. And there's going to be other things as well that I've said a few times. I'd like to see more people to participate. Put your hands up if you want to even have an advert or a shout out about your product release, movie, your book, whatever it is. I'm happy to do that in front of the viewers here. Let's go and have a look at one of the articles then, something I like to do each week. And this one is over on the magazine, and it's called When Video Games Become Art. Now, if you're as old as me, you will remember video games when they were literally just a single dot on a screen, and we called it a soldier or a, I don't know, werewolf or something like that. They have accelerated over the years to the point that in some cases you can barely recognize a fake character from a real one. AI perhaps is being used to also, well, there's no doubt, being used to make those video games. They are absolutely brilliant. But what about the actual art? Is it unique from other styles of art? Does it have its own genre? I think it does. I think it does. Have a read of Dave Jones's article over on the magazine. And I've not said this, I should have said this last week. When you go onto the magazine to find these articles, at the top right where it says Biz Hub, there's a little search function, a little magnifying glass. You can type it in there. So When Video Games Becomes Art is the name of this article, and I like it. I think it's a brilliant debut article for an independent freelance writer. Dave is really good, and he writes in he's got a brilliant personality in his articles, in the right tenor. And he talks about different articles, different companies that are well known for creating video games. Japan Studio and Team Ico as two examples. Really good. What do you think of the articles? I'd like to have your feedback as well. And usual drill, when you read them, go down to the bottom and put a star on the bottom of the article. You can vote from 1 star to 5. So let's have your honest feedback. If you have a minute, just go over to the articles and click that star at the bottom. Another article is to do with, and I think I mentioned this one last week, to do with autumn. This is in fact my favourite time of the year. I do like autumn an awful lot. Was it the hibernatory kind of person comes out, where I like looking at the outside from the window and finding comfort in all of the usual things that you find around this time of year. Soups, the shortbread, and the beginnings of all the Christmas, dare we say that word yet? All the Christmas things that start to come out. It's pretty good. And there's lots of festivals that appear. Halloween, wouldn't really class it as a festival, but Halloween appears, and we have Christmas following, don't we? In the area where I live, we have a major street fair as well, and there's lots of them across Europe. Yeah, so that's another article. Again, what's it called? The Allure of Autumn. That's great, as is the writing of Lily Annis. She's a really good writer. If you want to become a writer on this magazine, all you have to do is visit the Google and type in Houghton and Mackay freelance writers, and there's an entire page about that you can see. I've not got it ready to show you right now, but if you type that on Google, Houghton and Mackay freelance writers, all you have to do is just send an email in with a sample of your writing. No attachments, please, just a few paragraphs on an email. And if you've written in other blogs, other magazines, other organisations, just send a link leading to your article so that we can see those. What else do we have? I've got an agenda here with lots of different things written on it. Starting a page, Facebook, very difficult. If you've done it, it's not that difficult. There's a lot of layers to it, but it's rewarding once it's in place and you start to see people feeding back and giving you comments and so on and so on. It's nice getting to know people. There are, though, a lot, and I mean a lot at the beginning, of fake accounts that pretend to be from Meta, and they've got the logo and everything, and they say that you have posted things that you shouldn't and broken community standards and all these other kinds of things. Eventually, as you block them and all of their related accounts, they do fade. I get probably 1 or 2 a month now, whereas when the Facebook page was getting busy, I had probably 5 or 6 per day, and they were all to do with infringements and that kind of thing. Just if you are starting a page, just ignore those and they will fade eventually. Because they operate from certain servers, so if you block all of their accounts, they run out of opportunities to create new ones. I don't know what the limit is for creating accounts on Facebook. Obviously, it's not something I've tried. Any ideas from you, please put in the comments for next week's, I nearly said next week's episode. I want to have more guests. If you are an artist, a writer, author, musician, and anyone in the expressive world of the arts, or indeed if you run fashion shows or are a specialist in media at all, anything like that, fashion designer, musician or music producer, anything, let's have you on the show. Let's talk about your art, your specialism, and get some more engagement. Again, everyone, thank you for listening to me. I am learning, and hopefully you're seeing an improvement in what happens week by week. And I will see you next time.